Right now, Governor Tony Evers declares a state of emergency in light of the recent tornadoes the state faced this month. Also, the city of Baraboo honors its local veterans with major upgrades to the city's Veterans Memorial. And we're following the aftermath of Thursday's presidential debate between President Biden and former President Trump. Welcome to News 3 Now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jalen Banks. Let's get a look at your first one forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, it's been a beautiful day so far. Is that going to stick around?
It is. You know, if you really liked kind of the sunshine, warmer temperatures and that low humidity, today was great. Tomorrow, even cooler temperatures, still staying sunny, and we're going to be less breezy as well. So kind of a very nice weekend for pretty much everybody who really likes the quiet conditions. We are going to welcome back that rain chance. So folks who like the rain, that is going to be moving back into the picture as we head further into your Monday. But right now, we're taking a live look downtown. It's 81 degrees in Madison, across southern Wisconsin, 70s and 80s. Notice that humidity is much lower. Our dew points aren't necessarily low, but compared to where we climbed today into the 80s, that difference between our dew points and temperatures are making it feel very nice outside underneath very quiet conditions. Off to our north and west, though, drier air is going to be sliding in as we head into your overnight and then into your Sunday as well. So we are going to continue to dry out here as we make our way into the end of not only your weekend, but the end of June as well. It is a bit breezy. We are still seeing some gusts upwards of about 20, 30 miles per hour, maybe upwards of 35 towards Camp Douglas. Those winds will also be dying down as we head into your Sunday as well. So over the next 12 hours, staying clear, staying a bit breezy. We are going to track out the return of the rain and what we can expect for your 4th of July in the full forecast.
All right, sounds good, Blaze. Thank you. A state of emergency is declared in Wisconsin by Governor Tony Evers Friday following a stretch of recent severe weather and tornadoes. Executive Order 232 covers storm damage and recovery from severe weather that hit in various areas of Wisconsin from June 21st to the 25th. Widespread tree and structural damage, road washouts, power outages, and flooding was reported. The National Weather Service confirmed 10 tornadoes occurred in 9 counties. Some areas saw roughly 5 to 6 inches of rain, which led to flooding that is still ongoing in some counties as of Friday. Evers says Wisconsin Emergency Management, a division of the Wisconsin Department of Military Affairs, has been working with counties to assess damage and determine resources needed to speed recovery efforts. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources is assessing damage to state park properties. The executive order allows for all state agencies to assist in the response and recovery effort. The Wisconsin National Guard may also be activated as needed. Madison police arrest a driver Friday night after they allegedly drove drunk and got stuck on the railroad tracks on the city's east side. Police say around 11 p.m. the driver drove a short distance on the tracks, and officers contacted the driver, who appeared intoxicated and allegedly advised officers they were following directions from their GPS. The driver was arrested for their second offense of operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated, and police say their blood alcohol content was 0.8, more than twice the legal limit. The estranged husband of a missing Dodge County woman is arrested Thursday on charges of identity theft for using his missing wife's credit cards. Zachariah Rash is charged with 7 counts of misappropriated identification info. Zachariah Rash is the estranged husband of Crystal Rash, who was reported missing on June 23rd. Cell phone pings from Crystal Rash's phone last reached a cell phone tower in Adams County near where Zachariah Rash's family owns land, according to police. Crystal and Zachariah Rash have a contested divorce hearing scheduled for August 8th. Zachariah had a domestic abuse restraining order filed against him on September 18th of 2023. Zachariah Rash used the credit cards to purchase chemical-resistant gloves, stain remover, liquid drain opener, a Hoover spot cleaner, Turtle Wax OxyClean carpet cleaner, Ozonium auto air freshener, and OxyClean wipes, among other purchases, according to the criminal complaint as of his arrest. The complaint also details a number of cash withdrawals. A detective obtained video of Rash making the purchases. When contacted by police, Zachariah Rash denied taking any money from his wife or using her cards. The complaint states, when shown pictures of himself making purchases, Zachariah Rash then admitted that he was lying and he made purchases without her consent, according to police. Members of the Baraboo community honor local veterans with the rededication of the city's Veterans Memorial with major upgrades and renovations that came from the Veterans Memorial Committee, raising nearly $100,000 for the project.
When you drive around Wisconsin, you see in various degrees signs where some memorials are brand new and they're gorgeous, they're well taken care of, and others are less so. And unfortunately, ours was in the less so category. We jumped into it 100 miles an hour, raised the money, got the word out, drew in some ownership from people, and here we are today.
For more information on the Veterans Memorial, you can find it on baraboovets.org. This afternoon, Capitol Square was joined by a Black History Walk, the event celebrating local Black history and raising money for the Boys and Girls Moving Group campaign, and it served as an opportunity to educate the next generation and give them opportunities for the future.
What history does is history lets you know where you come from, but also where you can go. And many times we don't have a vision of where we can go because we don't know where we've come from.
The Move and Groove for Boys and Girls Club event takes place Saturday, July 20th at the McKee Farms Park in Fitchburg. If you frequently go to the Hilldale area, you'll be seeing two new storefronts greeting you starting today. Rowan, a piercing studio, and the Little Words Project, the jewelry company, will be there to help with all of your accessory needs. The registered nurse at Rowan believes their work is special, and they're excited to help bring premium ear piercings and services to the area.
Feedback we've gotten today has been like, this is awesome, it's a cool place, but also I feel safe, I feel welcomed, you know, I feel like you know what you're doing, and Rowan as a company really does kind of have the lead in safety standards.
And ending soon, it's the final voting round for Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Awards. You have until Sunday to pick from a wide variety of categories under food and drink, arts and entertainment, health, lifestyle, and more. Unlike the first round, you'll only be able to vote once per category, so pick carefully. If you haven't done so already, just head over to channel3000.com and search for Madison Magazine. President Joe Biden is on the trail, and he is conceding he had a poor debate performance this week, failing to fact-check many of former President Donald Trump's falsehoods during the debate. As CBS's Christian Benavides reports, his performance left many Democrats rattled, with some calling for him to drop out of the race.
I know I'm not a young man.
President Joe Biden is in damage control after his poor debate performance this week, where his stumbles.
I'm going to continue to move until we get the total ban on the total initiative relative to what we can do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence.
Have alarmed Democrats and raised questions with some voters about his future.
I was rooting for President Biden. I just don't think he did what we needed him to do.
Despite that, Biden remains defiant. At a rally in North Carolina, he told supporters he won't drop out of the race.
But I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up.
For his part, former President Trump took a victory lap.
Despite the fact that crooked Joe Biden spent the entire week at Camp David resting, working, studying. He studied very hard. He studied so hard that he didn't know what the hell he was doing. I'm the one that got the insulin down.
Trump repeatedly made false claims and did not commit to accepting the results of the upcoming November election during the debate. Yet that was overshadowed by Biden's struggle to counter Trump's dishonesty. The Biden team insists there are no conversations at the White House or at the campaign about him bowing out. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
The New York Times editorial board calling for President Biden to drop out, and a scathing headline writing, "To serve his country, President Biden should leave the race." And coming up next on News 3 Now at 6, with the summer in full swing, what the numbers say about heat-related illnesses. And this upcoming respiratory illness season, you may see some revisions to certain vaccine recommendations.
Let's do this.
Introducing Chevy's best lineup of SUVs ever. The rugged, always-ready Trailblazer, the first-ever Traverse Z71, and the Chevy Trax, starting at $21,495. When it's your time to shine, Chevy's got you.
Get 1.9% financing on select popular 2024 Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
It's going to be another sizzling hot summer. Don't burn up your money on high energy bills. Get new energy efficient windows from Champion.
We have saved 25 to 30% on our energy bill since installing the windows, which blew my mind.
Stay cool and save 35% off new Champion windows. Plus, get an extra $100 off every window. The more you buy, the more you save. Save 35% off your new Champion windows and $100 off every window you buy.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Save big for the 4th, now through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Fresh ground beef, just $2.99 for a 1-pound roll. Buy 2, get 2 free on select Pepsi products. Whole seedless watermelon, just $3.98 each. Basket and bushel strawberries, just $1.77 for a 1-pound pack. And Frito-Lay party-size snacks, queso dip or salsa, just $3.99 each when you buy 3. Get these great deals and more, now through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint for certain.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
As the mercury rises, health officials are seeing a sharp increase in patients with heat-related emergencies, but not where you might think. The CDC says hospitals in more than 24 states are seeing extremely high numbers of patients suffering from heat-related illness. While the South and Southwest roast under temperatures in the 90s and triple digits, the states seeing the highest numbers of patients are in the Northeast, Mid-Atlantic, Midwest, and Mountain West, where it's 80 to 90 degrees. The CDC says these areas aren't designed to deal with the heat. For example, not every building may have air conditioning. Also, people's bodies aren't used to the higher temperatures. Health officials say it's important to take the threat seriously. On average, heat waves kill more people than any other extreme weather event. There are new concerns about the possible spread of bird flu. Several federal agencies and health agencies in the U.S. are launching a new round of tests on dairy workers and milk products. They hope to better understand the possible impact of the H5N1 bird flu. That includes finding out whether workers exposed to infected cattle had become sick themselves. The FDA will also conduct tests to determine if a method called flash pasteurization helps neutralize exposure to bird flu in milk. The virus jumped from birds to dairy cattle for the first time earlier this year. And since March, 120 herds across 12 states have tested positive for bird flu, which is highly contagious. The CDC revised its recommendation for the RSV vaccine. On Wednesday, scientific advisors to the federal agency reframed guidelines on who should receive the vaccine. Last year, the CDC recommended adults age 60 and older could receive a single lifetime dose of the RSV vaccine. Now they unanimously recommend that all Americans aged 75 and older receive 1 dose of an RSV vaccine. The decision was based on recent safety and effectiveness data. The agency concluded that only those aged 60 to 74 years old with certain health conditions need to receive the shots. So far, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved 3 RSV vaccines. Health officials are warning about a disease you've probably never worried about before, dengue. The CDC has reported 745 cases so far this year. That's the highest on record. Those cases have all been among travelers to climates where dengue is more common. But climate change has made the U.S. more hospitable to the types of mosquitoes that transmit the viruses. In recent years, locally transmitted cases have occurred in states including Florida, Texas, Hawaii, Arizona, and California. It's also common in American territories like the U.S. Virgin Islands and American Samoa. Puerto Rico has so many cases it is under a public health emergency. The CDC is warning doctors to be on the lookout for symptoms in patients who have recently traveled. Is a multivitamin every day really providing a health boost, and why older adults should avoid loneliness? Michael George has a look at some of the week's top health stories.
Chronic loneliness may increase the risk of stroke for adults over 50 years old. A study by Harvard researchers found older adults who considered themselves lonely throughout a 4-year period had a 56% higher stroke risk. Temporary feelings of loneliness was not linked to an elevated risk. Canadian researchers say plant-based meat alternatives are healthier for your heart. Looking back at more than 50 years of research, they say the meatless products can improve some risk factors for cardiovascular disease, like cholesterol and blood pressure. And a new study from the National Institutes of Health suggests a daily multivitamin may not help you live a longer life. Researchers looked at data on more than 400,000 healthy U.S. adults over 20 years and found no differences in mortality or risk of death for those who took multivitamins versus those who did not. That includes deaths from cancer and heart disease. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And coming up next, Blaze is back with a complete look at your First One forecast. Stay with us.
Want to see some serious fireworks? Because we're stepping up the savings during the Star-Spangled 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Factory Direct Summit, now only $299.99. Or save up to $500 on an all-new Tempur-Breeze and get a $300 gift. Plus 6 years no interest and free shipping. But hurry, the Star-Spangled 4th of July sale at Denver Mattress ends soon.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, lease a new Tacoma for $369 a month or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey
to oh my word.
Oh my word. Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
today a little bit more special.
That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines for just $90.
Sorry, just double checking. Is it really that good of a deal?
Yeah. It's a huge deal. You also get 4 free phones of your choice.
4 free phones!
Wow, I just triple checked and that's awesome.
So go get that deal. Or at least help me clip. Do you check the expiration dates?
Oh, I can do that.
Great.
Get 4 free phones of your choice with no trade-in needed, plus 4 lines for $90.
I was raised by my wonderful grandparents who took care of me when my mother was struggling with addiction. Later, when Nana got frail, I was privileged to help take care of her. I believe it's our duty to honor our elders. So I've worked hard in the Senate to protect Medicare and nursing home care from those who've tried relentlessly to cut benefits. The least we can do is help those who've helped us. I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Let's get a look at your First One forecast with meteorologist Blaze Keller. Blaze, what should we expect?
You know, since pretty much mid-May, if not even early May, we have seen a tornado warning issued nearly every single week up to today's date. There was 1 week, and that was, I believe, the middle of May, that we did not see a tornado warning from that previous Sunday through that following Saturday. So we are finally quiet here across southern Wisconsin this weekend, and we're going to stay that way into most of your Monday, too. And then storms start to return, and it does look like maybe a small portion of our viewing area could see some severe weather. We'll touch on that here in just a moment. But for now, we are continuing to remain quiet. A high pressure system is moving on in, and that's going to continue to reinforce not only the sunny conditions, but as we go into tomorrow, the light winds and low humidity as well. It's 72 in Black River Falls. We're still holding on to 82 in Janesville, so about a 10-degree temperature difference from Black River down to Janesville, and that cooler air is going to continue to move its way in as this high pressure system moves further out of Canada into and really places itself over the Midwest overnight and into your Sunday. Into Dane County we go. 81 in Madison as well as in McFarland, 80 in Belleville as well as in Cross Plains. A little bit cooler, 79 in Perry. Drier air starting to move in as well. We typically see that with high pressure systems too. They bring down that cooler and drier air. So dew points are starting to drop, and we're going to really feel that as we go into your Sunday, marking the last day of not only the weekend but June as well. Mostly clear tonight. We're going to hang out in those low 50s. A bit breezy at times. It's breezy out there now with wind gusts upwards of about 30 miles per hour. Those will die down as this high pressure system moves on in. Sunny for your Sunday. You're seeing not a whole lot of cloud cover across the Midwest. Now, as we look into Monday, as that high pressure system starts to slide its way eastward, southerly winds are going to take on over. So maybe waking up to some fog on Monday if you have to go to work, but then clouds will continue to increase as we go throughout your Monday, leading to that chance of rain beginning late Monday or early Tuesday, and then continuing to impact us as we go into, again, your Tuesday morning. So if you have to work Tuesday, plan for a wet commute. I mentioned that maybe some of us could see some severe weather. That's looking to be Tuesday. This is the severe weather outlook outlined by the Storm Prediction Center. Notice that it's kind of butting up to parts of Grant, Crawford County, Richland, Iowa, and Lafayette. Right now, we don't have an alert day, but if this continues to look as though maybe the environment is better for severe weather, we may issue an alert day, or at the very least, we're going to keep an eye out across the Southwest for that potential for some severe weather. And new today, the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season kicks off with Hurricane Burl. He is a Category 1 hurricane here just to the north and east of really South America. His path takes him into the Cuba area by about Thursday of next week. There is a look at your quick Sunday planner. Plenty of sunshine. We're in the low 70s and that 10-day forecast. Again, we are tracking the chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms throughout next week, and that does include the 4th of July. Stay with News 3 Now. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, they are correct.
Enjoy one of our tasty steak patty sandwiches paired with a $2 medium-iced coffee.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Madison and I have been married for 6 years. We now have 2 healthy kids. Ideally, we want one more, but I know that it comes with a great risk. Like a lot of families, we experienced a couple miscarriages. I saw firsthand the treatment I received when I had my miscarriages before and after Roe was overturned. And it is infuriating. Going through a miscarriage without access to any type of reproductive health care is so scary. The pain was unbearable. I was losing so much blood, and doctors were afraid to give me the care that I needed. This was standard medical care for over 50 years, and overnight, it just vanished. What we're seeing here in Louisiana is a direct result of Donald Trump overturning Roe v. Wade. First it was Roe v. Wade, then it was IVF, and next it will be birth control. Donald Trump is going to pass a national abortion ban if he's elected again. This has to stop, and that's why I'm so adamant about supporting President Biden.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
When severe weather swept through southern Wisconsin.
This is a tornado emergency,
including multiple destructive tornadoes. Our team delivered the information to help you be prepared and stay safe before, during, and after the storms. Trust News 3 Now, First Warn Weather. You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
June is Pride Month, when the nation celebrates LGBTQ+ culture with events from coast to coast. Organizers at the Twin Cities Pride Festival in Minnesota have made some special preparations this year to make sure that the celebration is accessible and available for everyone to enjoy. CBS News Minnesota's Susan Elizabeth Littlejohn has a story from Minneapolis.
The sights, the sounds, so much to take in, and for some, it's too much to take in.
When someone experiences a lot of sensory dysregulation, sounds get louder, lights get brighter, smells get stronger, and it becomes really kind of hard to just kind of stay calm and keep your cool.
It's a feeling Jillian Nelson knows well.
And as an autistic adult, as an autistic queer adult, I hadn't been to Pride in about 7 years because it had gotten way too big and way too noisy, and there was nowhere to take a break.
Now she's a regular, thanks to the sensory tents she helped set up in the center of Loring Park.
So it started with this small 10 by 10 foot tent, and now we're up to a 20 by 40 foot tent.
This year, there will also be roving volunteers to help calm people or direct them to refuge.
The weekend, they can look for anyone wearing one of these shirts.
Those are the shirts.
We'll be happy to help.
You got all the answers.
We got all the answers.
It's part of this year's super-sized accessibility effort.
But this year, we added an accessibility guide that tells you places in the park that are really wheelchair friendly, some paths that aren't super great to be on from a wheelchair perspective.
There will be ADA shuttles for parking, an accessible grandstand to watch the parade, and the bathrooms will be different too.
And then we added adult changing stations too, because we realized that not everybody is a child, and so we need to make sure that we're taking care of anybody that has an accessibility need at the park. If there is one part of our community that doesn't feel welcome, then I haven't done my job. Because if you can't come to Pride, no matter who you are, and feel welcome, then something's not right.
So they will also have a sensory-friendly, quiet drag show, because they say everyone deserves to have fun.
Pride is about building community, and for me, creating community is about creating accessibility so everyone belongs.
Susan Elizabeth Littlefield, CBS News, Minneapolis.
Whether it's a Pride event or just any event outside, today was a picture-perfect day.
Yeah, it's going to be even better tomorrow if you like the sunshine and you like less windy conditions. Tonight we'll hang out in the 50s, breezy at times, but mostly clear. Open up the windows, give the AC a break. It's been a hot and humid a couple of days here. So this is actually a male bullfrog. Do you know why I know that?
Why? Why do you know that?
Because the eardrum is bigger than the eye.
Okay.
So for females, it's the same size.
Okay. For the next trivia night I go to, I'm gonna
you're gonna throw out some bullfrog information.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll say goodbye to the frog. There's a look at your 7 and 10-day forecast. Next week we do become a little bit more active. That means that we are tracking showers and thunderstorms all throughout next week, and that does include on the 4th of July. We're carefully watching that. At least for now, it looks like maybe a break for fireworks shows.
All right. Well, sounds good. Thank you, Blaze, and thank you all for joining us. See you back here at 10 o'clock.